las cosas sin pensar. Por experiencia te digo que cuando tienes una relación que tantas personas están dispuestas a destrozar, no suele acabar bien.
Sometimes the saddest stories don't end with shouting, they end with silence. A silence so heavy it feels louder than every I love you ever spoken. This is where Nick and Sophia's love begins to fall apart. The screen fades into a soft golden light, like the last breath of sunset. Two silhouettes, Nick and Sophia, walk side by side. Their faces are hidden, but their closeness says everything. We see small flashes of their past, hands brushing as they walk, the reflection of city lights in her eyes, the warmth of a shared smile. There's no dialogue, just a soft piano melody carrying the memories. A voiceover begins, deep and filled with quiet sorrow. We were supposed to be forever. At least that's what I told her. Back then, love felt simple, like breathing. But now, every breath hurts. The visuals change, laughter turns into distance. The same hands that once held now drift apart. A photo on a table, edges worn, begins to blur as rain hits the window beside it. The camera pans slowly over the apartment, messy yet empty. It feels like love used to live here, but it packed up and left another voiceover, Sophia's voice. Gentle but broken, fades in as if from memory. You said we were a team, Nick? What happened to us? A pause. The sound of rain grows stronger. Nick's voice returns, softer this time, like someone speaking to himself. Somewhere between the promises and the reality. I lost you. Maybe I lost myself too? The visuals fade between flashbacks of happier times. The first time they met at the train station. The playful teasing at the cafe, the quiet nights spent talking until dawn. Each flash is shorter, faster, as if time itself is breaking apart. The music shifts. A low, aching note replaces the melody. The golden light fades into gray. We see them now, standing in the same apartment, but on opposite sides of the room. The distance between them feels wider than the sea. The camera lingers on the small details, her fingers tightening around a cup, his hands shaking slightly. Voiceover. This is how heartbreak begins. Not with anger, not with betrayal, but with the quiet realization that love is no longer enough. The music fades. The screen darkens. A single sound remains, the steady ticking of a clock, counting down to the moment everything will break. The rain hasn't stopped. It's the kind that doesn't just fall, it lingers, soaking everything it touches. The sound fills the silence between them. Nick stands by the window, his reflection broken by the raindrops running down the glass. Sophia is behind him, her arms crossed, her breath trembling. Neither speaks. The air feels heavy, thick with all the words they've been too afraid to say. Nick's voice breaks the silence. Low and unsure, you ever feel like we stopped being us a long time ago? Sophia doesn't move. Her reply is barely a whisper. No, Nick, you stopped being you. The words hang in the air, sharp but quiet. He turns slightly, enough for the light to catch the outline of his face, though still unseen. His voice cracks, not with anger, but exhaustion. I tried, Sophia. I really did. But every time I looked at you, I saw the person I used to be. And I didn't like him anymore. She takes a step forward, her silhouette shaking. So that's it? You just give up? Nick closes his eyes. The rain's rhythm matches his heartbeat. I'm not giving up. I'm letting go before I hurt you more. There's a pause, then the soft sound of her crying, not loud but aching like a heart breaking in slow motion. The camera focuses on her hand, trembling as she wipes a tear that keeps coming back. Her voice wavers, trying to stay strong. You said I was your home. He whispers back. You were? But I don't belong anywhere anymore. The room feels colder now. A soft thunder rumbles in the background, echoing their unspoken pain. The music slowly builds, strings trembling like the air itself is holding its breath. Sophia walks toward him but stops halfway. It's the distance that defines them now. Voiceover, Nick's thoughts. I wanted to tell her that I still loved her, that I'd never stop, but love had become something that only reminded us of what we lost. And sometimes staying is crueler than leaving. She finally speaks, her tone breaking like glass. If you walk away now, Nick, don't come back. He nods once, slow, deliberate, the kind of nod that ends everything. The music fades into near silence, leaving only the rain and a final, trembling breath from both of them. The screen dims. The last image a reflection of their two silhouettes in the window, together. Yet already gone, the room feels smaller now, as if the walls themselves are listening. Every second stretches like time has stopped waiting for them. The rain outside slows to a drizzle, soft and constant, matching the rhythm of their fading hearts. Nick stands near the door, one hand on the frame, as if he's already halfway gone. Sofía stays where she is, her figure framed by the dim light from the window. Neither moves. It's not just distance anymore, it's finality. Nick takes a deep breath, the kind that hurts more coming out than going in. His voice is steady, but his soul isn't. Sofía, I can't do this anymore. Her head lifts slightly, but she doesn't answer. The silence is her response, a kind of quiet that screams louder than words. He steps closer, his hand brushing the edge of the table where they used to eat breakfast together. There's still a cup there, hers cold, untouched. I thought if I stayed, maybe we'd find our way back. But we keep walking in circles, pretending we're fine when we're already breaking apart. Sofía's voice comes out like a whisper dragged through tears. Then what was all of this for, Nick? The promises? The dreams? The nights you told me I was everything? He doesn't look up. His voice cracks and we hear the sound of something shattering, maybe a glass, maybe their past. You were everything. Maybe that's why I have to let you go. Because loving you hurts more than losing you. The music swells softly, a slow violin, almost trembling. Sofía steps back, her body shaking, and the light flickers across the room. We see flashes, their laughter at the beach, her head on his shoulder, the look in his eyes when he first said he loved her. Then, like static, those memories fade. Sofía's voice trembles. You're choosing to forget me. Nick whispers, no. I'm choosing to remember you the way you were before we fell apart. She exhales, a sound that feels like goodbye. Her hands drop to her sides, open and empty. The camera moves closer, not to their faces, but to their space, the empty air between them that once felt full of love. A slow, heavy beat begins as Nick turns toward the door. The handle clicks. For a moment, the sound of the rain stops, the world holding its breath. He hesitates one last time as her voice barely escapes her lips. If you walk out that door, Nick, we'll never find our way back. He closes his eyes. A tear falls, unseen but felt. I know. He leaves. The door closes. Silence. The rain starts again, heavier this time, washing over everything like a cruel mercy. Sofía stands still, surrounded by the echo of his absence. The cup on the table tips over, spilling cold coffee onto the floor, the last sign of what once was warm, Nick's reflection. Maybe the worst part of love isn't losing someone. It's realizing they were never yours to keep. The door closes and the silence that follows feels endless. The world outside keeps moving, cars passing, wind brushing through trees, but inside, everything stands still. Sofía sits on the floor where she dropped, surrounded by shadows that stretch longer with every passing minute. The rain outside turns to a faint drizzle, soft and tired like it's cried enough. The room that once carried laughter now holds only echoes. The camera pans across the small apartment, the wilted flowers on the table, the half-burned candle, the photo frame turned face down. Everything speaks, but nothing says his name. The light from the window fades into dusk, painting her in blue and gray. She exhales shakily, almost a sob, almost a sigh. Sofía's thoughts, it's strange. How someone can be everywhere in a place and still be gone. His voice, his laugh, even the way he looked at me, it's all still here. But he isn't. A brief cut, Nick walking alone through the city streets. The neon lights blur in the puddles beneath his feet. He doesn't look back. His steps are heavy, but not hurried. He's not running, he's carrying the weight of what he left behind. Nick's thoughts. People think heartbreak is loud. It's not. It's quiet. It's the sound of someone closing a door and realizing the silence that follows is permanent. The music returns, a soft, haunting piano melody that feels like a memory replaying itself. Nick stops at a bridge, the city glowing behind him. He stares into the dark water below. The reflection of the lights shimmers, breaking apart every time the rain touches it, just like their love. Beautiful for a second, then gone. Cut back to Sofía. She stands, wipes her tears, and looks toward the door. For a moment, it feels like she might chase after him. But she doesn't. She walks instead to the window, presses her palm against the glass, and whispers softly, "Goodbye." Nick. Her breath fogs the window, and with one slow movement, she writes a small heart in the mist, then wipes it away. Nick's final reflection. Maybe one day she forgive me. Maybe I'll forgive myself. But some loves aren't meant to last. They're meant to teach us what it feels like to be alive. The scene shifts to dawn, new light spilling through the window. The apartment looks the same, but the air feels different. Sofía's silhouette moves calmly now, slower but steadier. A small smile crosses her lips, the kind that knows pain but still chooses to breathe.